Hey guys, it's Trevor from Infinite Studios, and well, I got a story for you guys today. And I was in second grade, and don't forget, this is lower elementary. This was 6 years ago, so do the math. I'm in 8th grade now, having a wonderful year, but it was an early morning on a windy fall. Okay, no, seriously. It was about 4 o'clock in the morning. I woke up and my legs were hurting. So I'm all and I was really tired. And I didn't feel like having to go to the bathroom, but I had to go to the bathroom. I had to take a piss. So I called my dad over and I'm like, Dad, carry me to the bathroom. He's like, alright, whatever. So, keep in mind, this story is 100% real. I am not lying. I swear on my mother's grave, I am not lying about the story. So, he brings me up, puts me to the bathroom. I do my business. And then he brings me back to he tells me to get up. And I'm like, I can't feel my legs. And he's like, what? And I'm like, Dad, I can't feel my legs. And he's like, alright, sit there. So he called in my mom, and they just pretty much interrogated me for like the next 2 minutes. And finally, they believed that, I couldn't feel my legs. I couldn't walk. So they carried me back to my room, and they told me to go to bed. And I don't see how I'll go back to bed. I don't see how I can go back to bed when I can't feel my motherfucking legs. Jesus! So, yeah. So I kind of sat there until like 9 o'clock, and then my parents came back in. But they were checking on me like every hour and a half, just to see how I was doing. But I was just kind of like laying there like I was asleep. So, she said she was going to call the doctor, and I'm like, please. And I kept begging her. And she's like, alright, well, your appointment's for 9. Or 9:30, Phil. And I'm all like, okay, so I sat there and waited for 30 minutes with my legs killing me, and then I had to be carried to the car. So I get to the car, and, hold up, let's pause. This gameplay starts out pretty slow. Like, I just went 0-3 or something, and then it gets really good. I believe I get like 7 headshots this game, so it looks pretty cool. And, yeah. Anyway, so I get to the doctor's, and she tells me I need to go for an x-ray. So we get to the x-ray place, and of course, whatever. It's Friday, and it's very, very busy. And we sat there for about, like, an hour and a half. I don't know, something like that. And when they finally called us in, they did the x-rays. And they said they could not find anything wrong with me, and hopefully this is my mom started to think that I was lying about it and that she was going to take me to school, but I started whining. I'm like, no, please, it really hurts. So my mom's like, alright, you know what, we're going to take you to the hospital. So she takes me to the hospital. My dad leaves from work, and my aunt picks my sister up and starts babysitting her, and that was a nice headshot. My dad carries me into the hospital like a total boss, and like flashes his badge, and it's all like, can we please get a hospital room? And oh, that was nice. And they were all like, no sir, you have to wait. And he was like, how long is the wait? And they were like, about 2 hours, 2.5 hours. He's like, well, my son can't walk, he can't feel his legs. He's like, oh, I'm sorry sir, but you're gonna have to wait 2 hours. And so he carried me back to the car, and we drove to Virtua Hospital. And we drove to an ER. Sorry, I'm skipping way too ahead in this one. We drove to the ER. He carried me into the ER. They put me down on, I don't know, whatever you lay on when you're at an ER. You're sitting there. And there's where I took my first IV needle, and I almost cried. I mean, don't forget, I'm only in second grade. I was about to, but I was squeezing my dad's hand, and all I hear is the nurse going like, he's a bleeder, and I almost like passed out because I looked at my left arm and it was like, swallowed in, not swallowed, that's a bad term, covered in blood, and it's just, ugh. I really don't remember too much of that, but yeah. So I fall asleep, which is, you know, nothing bad with falling asleep. And I wake up and it's 12 o'clock midnight, and the lady's like, alright, well, we can't find anything wrong with you, so we're going to send you to the hospital. So they got me on a stretcher. I remember being carried onto a stretcher, and they rode me out into the front of the hospital. They pulled up an ambulance truck car thing, whatever you want to call it, and I got in the ambulance, and so did my mom. And all I remember is one dude asking if I was asleep, and I didn't answer. My mom's like, he's asleep, and I woke up, I'm like, not really. And then I remember being at the hospital, but I have more to the story, but I'm gonna let the thing end because it's a long story and a long file. So yeah, but the story's almost over, and I'm gonna cut it off in like 30 seconds because I didn't want the file to take forever to upload. So I'll have part 2 on this, and yeah, so that'll be coming up soon with a short story that doesn't last too long about my girlfriend in 2nd grade. So peace.